Update 3.0 for Forza Motorsport dropped this week, so I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about all the information, plus all the patch notes. And just note that I have covered some of these things I'm going to cover in this video in my previous Forza Motorsport video, but I'm going to go through everything here today. So to start off with some new content, you've got a new track. Hockenheim is here with its full circuit, national circuit and short circuit variation. And you've got some new suits that have been added to the driver customization menu, 33 to be exact. And groups of these suits will unlock at driver level milestones from 10 all the way up to 100 in the increments of 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. But if you've already surpassed these driver levels, all the new suits will be retroactively unlocked for you, but please note that a game restart may be required for all suits to be downloaded and unlocked. There are also new options available in the screen narrator section of the accessibility settings menu to narrate your race position and the driver names ahead and behind you. Now let's talk about all the new career events. So you've got the Contemporary Tour available from December 14th all the way to January 31st, 2024, which will involve the Italian Ingenuity, which starts on the 14th of December, Hybrid Velocity, which starts on December 21st, Tip of the Spear starts December 28th, and the Valkyrie Challenge, which starts January 4th. On Open Class, you've got the British Marks available from December 14th to January 18th, 2024, and that's going to involve C-Class Series, B-Class Series, A-Class Series, and S-Class Series. And the reward cars is the Contemporary, for the Contemporary Tour, you've got the 2022 Pagani Huayra R, and the Open Class Series, you've got the 2015 McLaren 650S. For your Spotlight cars, you've got the 2020 Automobili Pininfarina Battista, which is on the December 14th to December 21st. The 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB, December 21st to December 28th. You've got the 2021 McLaren Sabre from December 28th to January 4th, and the 2023 Aston Martin Valkyrie Gen 4th to January 11th. And you also have the 2015 Lamborghini number 63 Squadra Course Huracan LP622 Super Trofeo from January 11th to January 18th. As for those Car Pass cars, you've got the 2018 Chevrolet number 23 Rumen Racing TA Corvette on December 14th. You've got the 1985 Buick number 6 Performance Motorsport Somerset Regal Trans Am on December 21st. You've got the 2021 Cadillac number 31 Whelen Racing DPI V.R on December 28th. You've got the 2018 Lamborghini number 63 Squadra Course Huracan Super Trofeo Evo on January 4th. And you've got the 1983 Porsche number 11 John Fitzpatrick Racing 956 on January 11th. As for new multiplayer events, in the Spec Series, you've got the Lotus 311 Spec Series from the 14th to the 21st of December, Formula 70 Series from 21st to the 28th of December, the GTPC Series from December 28th to January 4th, the Mazda Miata Spec Series from January 4th to the 11th of January, and the Vintage Le Mans Prototype Series from the 11th to the 18th of January. For Open Series, from the December 14th, you've got the P-Class and A-Class. From December 21st, you've got the S and C-Class. For December 28th, you've got the X and E-Class. From January 4th, you've got the R and B-Class. And from January 11th, you've got P and D-Class. Moving on to the new Rivals events, so the featured track will be the Hockenheim with the 2021 Mercedes-AMG 1, which will be the full circuit from January 14th. For VIP, you've got Nocturnal Predator with the 2016 Mercedes-AMG C63S Coupe Forza Edition on Kyalami GP circuit, again from January 14th. As for Spotlight Rivals, you've got the 2020 Automobile Pininfarina Battista on Mugello full circuit from January 14th to the 21st. The 2022 Ferrari 296 GTB is going to be on Watkins Glen short circuit from December 21st to the 28th. The 2021 McLaren Sabre is going to be on the Nürburgring Sprint Circuit variant on December 28th to January 4th. And finally, the 2023 Aston Martin Valkyrie is going to be on Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit from January 4th to January 11th. So what about bug fixes and improvements? So let's start with those all-important patch notes for general. So there's fixes to improve overall game stability and performance on all platforms. They've saved Rivals replays now includes weather information. They've done some fixes to ray tracing and rendering features for ambient occlusion and mirror reflections that cause flickering and strobing effects on the car and roads. They've also fixed an issue for an infinite loading screen when swapping cars to the currently used cars from the pre-race menu, and they've also fixed an issue that disables navigation using the left stick or D-pad when selecting the team credits option, immediately backing out. As for gameplay, they've rebalanced the slipstream impact on front and rear downforce when being drafted by another car. They've also fixed an issue causing track mastery corner segments to display a completion score of 0.0 if track mastery is disabled in the gameplay and HUD settings. As for free play settings, they fixed an issue in which the driver level visually appeared to reset to level 1 after downloading update 2 and entering test drive in free play. They've also fixed an issue in free play where players would begin in the middle of the pack, 12 to be precise, despite setting grid ordering to random. They've fixed an issue in free play where driver avatars would always choose the same car as the player. They've also fixed an issue with driver level progression not persisting after completing a free play event and returning to the home space. As for multiplayer, they've updated the Open Class Series schedule so there are 2 Open Class Series active each week. They've also fixed a bunch of issues, including where entering the pits after the last qualifying lap causes the game camera to get stuck in the pit lane and causing liveries to sometimes not be visible to other players in multiplayer races. They've also fixed an issue with large parties and featured multiplayer causing players to get into an indefinite loading screen while matchmaking, and fixed an issue with tyre wear not being correctly applied in private multiplayer races. And they've also fixed where the racecraft achievement to overtake 12 other players in a multiplayer race would not be unlocked despite fulfilling the requirements. As for tuning setups, they've fixed long load times when player attempts to save a custom upgrade or tuning setup. They've also fixed an exploit that allows tunable part values to be edited after removing a saved tune. They've also fixed an issue in the shared tune setups for required car level and required CP car points are inaccurate values. As for the livery editor, there's one fix in here. This is where overwriting a locked vinyl group gives the fail to save message and then saves 2 copies of the newly created vinyl. For wheels, you've got a fixed force feedback issue on the Logitech G920 causing the steering wheel to pull left with any amount of force. As for car specific issues, they fixed an issue which allows players to sell their Builder's Cup reward cars, preventing them from re-obtaining the cars and completing their associated reward showcases. They fixed an issue where the car would have no engine audio after installing a 3.2 litre L6 engine swap. For the 2018 BMW M5, they fixed an issue where interior and motor were missing when a body kit is installed. For the 2011 Bugatti Veyron Supersport, they fixed an issue where painting the car body changes the paint for carbon fiber elements. For the 2013 Dodge SRT Viper GTS, they fixed an issue where the car brake caliper is seen clipping into multiple wheel rims. For the 2018 Honda Civic Type R, they fixed an issue that displayed unnatural white texture on the car's taillights during cinematics. For the 2020 KTM Expo GT2, they fixed an issue in which the car is using a 4-cylinder engine audio while using a 5-cylinder engine. For the 1991 Mazda 787B, they fixed an issue that caused radiator texture to be stretched in multiple locations on the car and updated audio based on community feedback. For the 2004 Mercedes-Benz C32 AMG, they fixed an issue where the exhaust backfire has no audio after engine and supercharger upgrades have been installed. And for the 2020 MG No. 20 MG6 X-Power, they fixed an issue that caused the interior of the car to reflect the driving surface under the car. And due to the resolution of asset streaming issue, players might notice a slight shortfall in car visual fidelity during the post-race podium sequence. As for accessibility, the event setup event rules preset would read as ghost back markers when players move focus on and back on, and the game type would read as race length when players move focus on and back off. They fixed a game crash that occurred after the player changes the colorblind settings to Tritanopia filter and attempts to purchase a vehicle when starting vintage hatchback series in Builders Cup. They've corrected an issue where audio description fails in certain weather conditions. They've added a narration to pitless lap HUD notification and fixed where the HUD element for quick chat when using mouse and keyboard as the primary input would not be present. They've also fixed an issue where career mode races where a rolling start would not play blind driving assists, turn, navigation, voiceover. They've added an audio description for podium sequence on all tracks and fixed an issue where the controller had to be connected to navigate via keyboard input on Xbox Series X and S consoles. As for PC, so that's Microsoft Store, and Steam, they've fixed various random crashes in multiplayer races, specifically on PCs with AMD GPUs. DLSS will now properly turn on and off in video settings. Stability and performance are improved on lower spec PCs. They've improved the consistency of frame rate while racing and fixed the video quality presets always defaulting to native video resolution. They've also improved the detection of CPUs on PC to set the default quality preset. They've reduced the occurrence of a bug where the track or other objects become invisible while racing, and they've also fixed an issue where repeatedly changing the game's render resolution with a controller removes the highlighted option, and fixed an issue where mouse click allows both exiting and menu item selection simultaneously. They've also fixed an issue where tab buttons are not selectable when using a mouse in the settings menu. They've also fixed an issue in the game fails to launch for players with a non-ASCII username. As for benchmark mode, they fixed an issue where incorrect benchmark results showed inaccurate system memory for a PC with 16GB of RAM, and they've finally fixed where the Steam overlay does not pause the game while in a race. And that's it. That's all the content update and all the patch notes that's going to be changing in update 3.0. And that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed this type of video and like to see more like this one, make sure you are subscribed. I'm going to be doing more Forza Motorsport content as updates come about, so stay tuned for that. I want to know what your favourite bit of the update is. Is it a car? Is it the new track? Or is it a specific bug fix? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.